most watched, the most trusted. Eyewitness News, everywhere you are. Time now for your forecast first on Eyewitness News, ABC 25.
It is straight up 7 o'clock, another hot one today as we take a look at the temperature. Right now, already 81 degrees. We're going to be up around 90 for a high. Later on this afternoon, feeling like close to 100 with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. How's the rest of the holiday weekend look? I'll let you know coming up in a few minutes. Daybreak starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Eyewitness News Daybreak. I'm Joe Burr on this Monday, July the 2nd. Here are the stories that we've been working on for you overnight. Coming up on today's show, the Tri-State's biggest bluegrass and country music festival is underway. We take a look at how organizers are putting on the event after a very wet season. Looking for answers. A year to the day this man was last seen. What happened to Donnelly Westfall? And Henderson City officials say enough is enough. Foreclosure is underway for several properties.
Live from the ABC 25 studio, this is Eyewitness News Daybreak.
The main stage at the Romp Festival in Davis County, Kentucky is heating up just as the weather starts heating up. Tens of thousands of bluegrass music fans are expected at Yellow Creek Park for this year's festival. The first performers started playing a little more than an hour ago. We saw people setting up chairs several hours ago to claim their viewing spot on the main lawn. As they focus on the 3 days of performances, they also must focus on staying cool during the hot weather. Chris Jocelyn of the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum. The festival organizers say they'll announce reminders to hydrate and remind them of first aid tents open if they need it. A man who went missing from an Owensboro nursing home has been found dead. 70-year-old Joseph Welsh went missing from an assisted living facility where he lived on June 23rd. 3 days later, the Owensboro Police Department found the body. Detectives say there is nothing suspicious about the death at this time. There is still no word on how Welsh died. A Spencer County family is continuing to look for answers into the disappearance of a loved one. This week marks 1 year that Donnie Westfall went missing. Westfall was last seen on June 26th of last year in Warwick County. His family continues to fight to find answers and make sure his name isn't forgotten. Last month, they set up 2 billboards with information, hoping they lead to tips. Those billboards are in Spencer and Warwick counties. If you know anything about Westfall's disappearance, you are asked to call Indiana State Police in Jasper. Today also marks the anniversary of a tragic event in Evansville. 2 years ago, a house on Hercules Avenue exploded, killing 2 people and injuring 3 others. An investigation concluded a buildup of natural gas caused the explosion. Earlier this week, the families of the victims filed a wrongful lawsuit death against Vectren. Vectren claims the investigation determined it was not responsible. Well, Ronnie, had quite a storm blow through the Tri-State last night. Hopefully nothing like that here in the future, but I think we'll see more.
Yeah, we are. We've got a chance really for the next 3 days. Things are going to quiet down next week. That's not helping out people who want to enjoy the rest of this holiday weekend, I know. As far as the temperature goes, we know it's going to be sweltering out there, but it's July, right? Temperature-wise right now, we're already in the 80s. 81 degrees in Evansville, 81 in Henderson. It's 81 degrees also in Owensboro. When you factor in that humidity, it feels like 90 already. So dew points well into the 70s really throughout the day and throughout the weekend. Live first warning Doppler, though, all is quiet. Just a few false returns around the radar site. We are going to be seeing more action, though, bubbling up right around midday. Hey, the good thing about all this rain is that it's cooling us off, and it's knocking that pollen down a little bit, too. Grass and weeds are looking pretty good right now. So, Joe, coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to take a look at Future Tracker. We're going to time things out as far as the rain is concerned for the rest of the holiday weekend and see if it's going to spoil any more plans. But I would always have a plan B. I think it's going to be a good idea over the next 3 days.
All right, we'll check in with you soon, Ron. Let's go ahead and take a look at your roads now. A heads up on a lane restriction happening in Muhlenberg County. Starting a week from today, crews have scheduled a work zone lane restriction along a section of Kentucky 189 in the Powderly community. This is a southbound restriction at the Owensboro Healthplex to allow for construction of a right turn lane into the facility. All traffic will move to the left-hand lane or passing lane in the work zone. Construction of that turn lane should take about a month if the weather cooperates. At this time, there's no accidents to report, so be safe as you're out and about today. That's your dashboard report for this morning. A Facebook group is planning a boycott of Illinois gas stations. This comes after Illinois residents' frustrations with a new law that will double the cost of gas taxes. The group is called Illinois Gasoline Party, and members of the group are saying enough is enough. They are also planning to travel to different states to fill up their tanks. The law will increase taxes from 19 cents to 38 cents and help fund a $45 billion infrastructure plan. The increase will rank Illinois the highest in the nation in gas taxes, higher than both New York and California. The new law will go into effect on Monday. Police say 2 separate chases in Indianapolis within several hours ended in fatal crashes. One of them started at about 6:30 last night. Detectives say an officer tried to pull a truck over, but the driver didn't stop. The officer stopped chasing the vehicles less than 2 minutes later because the truck was driving erratically.
As the officer was traveling west looking for the vehicle, driving normally at this time, he unfortunately noticed the scene behind us where the driver lost control of the vehicle and crashed, inverting the vehicle.
One person died in that crash. Police also tried to stop a speeding car that was weaving in and out of traffic on the east side. The driver crashed into a utility pole and the car burst into flames. Ammunition in the car exploded, killing the driver and forcing officers to take cover. An Illinois State Police officer was driving on the highway when a car pulled out and they collided. The car was pulling out of a body shop Wednesday when it entered the path of the trooper. The trooper was not able to stop in time and he struck the driver's side of the car. The crash happened on State Route 45 north in Harrisburg, Illinois. The driver and the passenger went to the hospital as well as the trooper. The Ascension St. Vincent Orthopedic Hospital will open for patients July the 8th. Today, there will be a ribbon cutting for the 4-story hospital. The public can attend an open house on Saturday to tour the hospital and learn more about the services from clinical experts. The facility includes 24 inpatient rooms, 10 operating suites, and 2 procedure rooms. The hospital is located at the northeast corner of Work Wellness Trail and Epworth Road. Coming up next, Ron is back with your Weather Authority forecast as another hot day is in store for today. Details just ahead as daybreak continues here on WEHT Local.